Yo, welcome to the world's laziest open sauce 2025 vlog. I'm not going to spend much time editing this video, so I'm just going to have some voiceover, some videos, a little bit of music, and we're going to just call it done. My name is Logan, and we're jumping right into it. Just in case you don't know, Open Sauce is a science fair for adults that take place in San Francisco, and I went with my parents this year. I don't have any video from Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm just going to be showing you pictures here. We flew into San Francisco on Wednesday. There was a pre-event on Friday at the event center. Saturday and Sunday was the actual event itself. Then Tuesday, we flew back home. We ended up staying in a hotel. We were supposed to have an Airbnb with a few other friends, but the Airbnb canceled very last minute. We were able to luckily still get a hotel super close to the venue, which was nice and for a good price. From there on Thursday, we went and visited the computer museum. That was a lot of fun. There's lots of cool stuff to see, old stuff, newer stuff that I don't really think is considered vintage, but I guess that's starting to a museum at some point. We also saw the big bow and arrow, and we walked around downtown San Francisco a little bit. We went to the Hard Rock Cafe, had some food. Then we went to the Exploratorium and met up with quite a few people from Open Sauce as well there. We got to see the gigantic hand Labubu thing. There's also a giant skeleton man drumming. This is where Friday rolled around. So on Friday, there was an industry day where a bunch of people who work in the YouTube industry came and talked. Then there was an after party afterwards. This time, everything went pretty smoothly, I would say. I think that compared to last year, Industry Day went really well. I got to say hi to Kevin. He was there laser engraving badges with a portable laser engraver. I also got to say hi to Evan and Caitlin and get a picture. And I talked to quite a few other creators and people I know just because I've seen them at Open Sauce before. And overall, I'd say that the night went really well. With that in mind, we are about to watch, for the first time, I haven't seen any of this footage since I recorded it pretty much in July. We're going to see what I recorded during Industry Day. It's going to be a surprise for everybody. So this was in the morning during badge pickup. I actually bought the VIP badge because I got a 50% off. Long story, but basically last year was utter disaster, so they gave all the VIPs 50% off from last year. So that's the only reason I was VIP this year. Here is a video of Ian, the producer, working behind the booth at the badge pickup. Here is not Sam, one of the people I was going to stay in Airbnb with. We're at the same hotel.
2.8 right now, so it's
yeah,
everything's
like
out of
terms.
That's his nice VIP badge there too. Oh, he also said, oh,
yeah.
He was not at a hotel with us, but oh, I don't remember if he was at a hotel or not.
Hey, I always
but we were all
VIPs.
VIPs.
The 1.4 option if they didn't want me to use it.
This is us walking to the front of the Industry Day, past the greens that they had put down. This was the front of the Industry Day building. This was inside before any of the panels had started. You can see there's a bunch of chairs and stuff. Most of these chairs stayed empty, but there was quite a few people in here during Industry Day. A bunch of us had front row seats for Industry Day.
Welcome to day one of Open Sauce 2025. Jim Louderback, I'm hosting today. We have a lot of great content. So give me a big round of applause for William Osman. This is his show. We're going to chat a little bit about Open Sauce.
And then there's a person I'm excited to meet this year who's a featured creator. It's Farmcraft 101 who repairs heavy machinery.
Yeah, cool.
That's the best part of running an event like this is I can find a YouTuber that I like and I can invite them.
And they come and then you get to hang out.
And I'd be like, please help me fix my heavy machine that is old and broken and bad.
All right, so lots of fun over the next 3 days. We've got a lot of fun on this stage today. William Osman, give it up for him again, please.
Break time. This was the main center area. This was the swamp. They wanted to have this last year, and the fire marshal said, you can't do this inside. So they had to pack it all up and store it for this year, where they did it outside. This was one of the stages. It was outside. While Industry Day was going on, there was lots of creators walking around outside that you could go and talk with as you're taking a break from the panels. There was Smarter Every Day, Emily's Engineer, and tons of other people who were all just kind of there wandering around. This was the Industry Day Lounge. This is where we pretty much lounged for the day. It was open to everyone who had an industry day pass or a VIP pass, but we didn't hang out here outside of the Friday. So Saturday and Sunday, there was a VIP lounge that we mainly stayed in. Once the industry day finished, we were able to walk around and view all the exhibits early. So this is some of the footage of walking around, seeing the exhibits. There's tons of people who brought props and stuff to like roam around the area. As I said before, Kevin was there with Sandra laser engraving badges. So this is some nicer footage of that. Here's a train that you could actually get on and ride. I would say it was actually pretty packed at the after party this year, but it was all kind of self-contained, this little area. And then someone brought a gigantic screwdriver. I have no idea who that was. There's Nerd Forge behind them, but... And now we move on to day 2. Apparently I did not record any footage of us getting into the event, but that's okay. The first panel was the VSauce live panel. And so, of course, that was the first thing we did.
25. I'm very happy this year because last year we didn't get to inflate the inflatables. So we got them both inflated, you can see, but we didn't have time to make that one stand up. So I'm sorry that it's pointing at you like that. There is a welcome video? Oh! That was the welcome video?
All right, enough introductions. It's time to get into some of the exhibits, I think. So this was a battle bot thing they had going on. This is just a single battle bot, but there's multiple in there at some points fighting. This guy made a giant pocket watch clock. Apparently the next thing I recorded was a little one-on-one-ish session with William Osman. So we got to all sit around a round table and ask him different questions and stuff like that. Apparently I then went and saw a panel all about chemistry with Cody's Lab, Now Red, Fires and Explosions, Styro Pyro. The next thing I went and did was go see the VIP lounge. This was actually really nice this year. A cool window looking outside, all the outside exhibits. They had a buffet bar with food and drinks and more. It was air conditioned. I don't think I had anything out this time, but throughout the day, Saturday and Sunday, yeah, they had tons of food and drinks and stuff like that. They also had a very scary coyote there. You better watch out. There were 3 places that panels took place, and this was the main stage. It was almost always very packed, and there was big screens though. In the back of the main panel hall was the YouTuber exhibit. This contained a whole bunch of different engineering projects across the years, showing off a bunch of YouTuber gadgets that have been built. I showed it before, but this was the main outdoor stage, so it was the second of 3rd stages. This better shows just how many people were in the main room for the talks. I was there to see a classic, the Carp Tank, where they have 3 different projects they show off, and then they bid for basically to buy the project. This is a knockoff of Shark Tank.
Okay, well, let's shoot it. Everything I have, you took everything from me.
Now, this was probably the best panel of the whole weekend. Are you dumber than a 6th grader? It had Now Red, Smarter Every Day, Adrabyte, Tednificent, and Hank Green as the host. And there were so many really great moments. And you wouldn't believe it, but the little kid next to Destin actually won the entire show. It was crazy. Like halfway through, Hank Green lost his voice or something like that. And so they traded with Destin for him to become the host.
Separates the Earth into Western and Eastern hemispheres. What you got, Tom? Ted, excuse me. What you got, Ted?
It could be 2 things, but I'm mixing them up in my head right now.
All right. Of the 2 things you're thinking of, what's the one that comes to mind first? All right, I'm moving over here.
That thing is...
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
And that is longitude. All right, I'm moving over here. You got it? This feels really good to get laughed at by Hank, too.
Wait. All right.
smarter every day. This is awesome.
3, 2, 1. What's your guess?
What?
What was your guess?
I already guessed.
Oh, that was a guess. Oh, I got it. I'm sorry.
Wow, my guess? Okay,
Sorry.
can I just say something? Can I just say something?
All
My
right,
guess
what
was so
separates-
bad
I'm
that you
sorry.
actually didn't even think it was a real
I'm
guess.
so sorry. All right, Asher, do you want to guess or do you want to use your sauce to go to Hank? He's gonna guess. All right, right in the microphone, real loud.
Prime Meridian.
Yes.
And that concluded the end of the first day of Open Sauce. But that wasn't the end of the day itself, because we had the unofficial Open Sauce after party for Saturday. We started off in this tiny bar that was way too small and moved to this nicer outdoor bar. Apparently I didn't take any video. I don't know why, couldn't tell you, but I do have some photos. So I guess here's 1 or 2 photos. And now begins day 2. We got in pretty smoothly. The second day I spent a lot more time looking around and taking videos. There were tons of different projects, from different kinds of 3D printers to drones to 3D printers of all like kind of different things. There was wood carvers. There were things that like played chess, stuff that looked at you, things that were like AI powered. Like in this case, models, like 3D printed models of like engines, stuff like that. There were tons of like space things, rocketry, aerodynamics, mechanical engineering, battle bots, just all kinds of different variety of things. Outside there was a giant robot head that you can see the whole process of them making it on William's second channel. This was just one of the many times I ran into Keith while I was there. He's another engineering YouTuber. And this was his little scooter thing that he built and was scooting around. It was actually featured in one of Will's videos that he made about Open Sauce. They brought back Power Wheel racing again this year. Apparently I did not take any videos of them racing, but I did take a video of their group photo. It's always really cool is souped up Power Wheels, and they race it around. There's also a games expo going on there with a bunch of indie games and off-brand. So one of the exhibit halls, you could go around and just play a bunch of different games made by indie developers. There's also a guy there showing off all the Legos he's built. I'm not exactly sure why he was there, but never say no to Legos, I guess, right? This robot actually played chess with you using ChatGPT. Chicken Jockey. VSauce had a booth there where he was selling a bunch of his stuff. This thing automatically reloaded Nerf dart barrels, which was cool. There was also a Nerf gun test range where you could shoot a bunch of different Nerf guns. There was a massive laptop where you could play Minecraft. This was more BattleBot stuff. They had a drone lane with all kinds of different like drones and fixed wings. They had a place where you could see if you could survive the Titanic. It was like driftwood, and you could see if you would be able to stand the driftwood or not. I then took the time to go see this panel. It was YouTuber Talk Shop. So it was a bunch of different YouTubers, including Luke from Lions Tech Tips, just talking about a bunch of different things about being a YouTube creator. This was the third and final place that talks took place, in the same place that Entry Day took place in. And you can see it's packed in here. And almost every panel in there that I went to, it seemed like it was super packed. So it was great to see there was a lot of interest in the talks. Then after that was a really cool panel about conservation with Maya, Tierzu, Hank Green, and Emily.
All the time. So protecting wild places is really important in conservation right now, and then one of my jobs is the consumer space and teaching people how to use their consumer choice and how to use their voting power to protect natural places. I think that's really important right now. We're bringing a lot of people together to help our natural world, so that's where I'm at.
Now, of course, the Open Sauce, you should expect the unexpected. That's why we were watching a trash can raise a Power Wheel. Now this was crazy and kind of frustrating. So I went to this panel, I was getting some B-roll, and the power went out. Right, I clicked record. As I clicked to stop recording, the power went out. I was really upset that I missed the power outage by I'm talking a hair of a second. But it's actually kind of crazy. The power went out. Apparently, a rat, I guess, chewed through the power line and it caused a ground fault, and so all the power went out. But just for the main panel room. And then for whatever reason, it turned into like a concert where everyone was like waving their flashlight on their phone to try to light up the main stage so that they could finish the panel. It was really funny. And then here we have Caleb. The person who knows everything has no idea. So that's when we knew, wow, no one knows why the power is out. Because we didn't know at that time, because this just happened. And we really want to know, would the next panel be happening? Because it was all about Will and his farming equipment. And we're like, yo, is the panel still happening? But I was like, guys, there's no way the fire marshal is going to let anyone have a panel in here with no power. And like 5 minutes later, the kitchen went out and said, yo, the fire marshal said, you got to get out. So I guess I called that right. There's a short clip of Will and Ian, the producer, trying to figure out what went wrong. All the people on the panel who were interrupted were still pretty great about it, and we're still there signing badges and everything, which was great. Apparently next up was lunch.
VIP.
So this is what the VIP lunch was. Lots of sandwiches and stuff. Yeah, this is my quality assurance video to see what the food would be like. Last year, it was Costco rolls and sandwiches. So we're seeing what it would be like this year.
Around the roof, we found a rat that had chewed through the air conditioning wire. But don't worry, we got it and we turned the AC off and now the power works. So the main stage will continue as scheduled at 12:45 in Creator's Feud. The farmer panel, however, with me and Kevin and Farmcraft 101 has been moved to the outdoor stage at 2:15. And that is my entire update.
At this point, they were able to get the power back on, and they went ahead and rescheduled the farming panel to be later that day. This is the world famous Chroma. Got to talk to him for a minute. This is the hot dog racing. So I believe how it worked was you built a little race machine, you stuck it on there, then they used high voltage as your hot dog raced down the track to cook the hot dog. A Ghostbusters mobile. The deflated Among Us. No! Kevin decided to bring back the egg drop challenge again this year for a little backdoor scientist panel with Lily, Michael, Jody, and John. During this panel, they also create a bomb with dry ice. And then, of course, the farming panel finally happened with Will and Kevin. And then Potato came on stage once or twice. I guess they wanted to be a part of the panel. It was a great panel. I don't think Will ever got his excavator fixed.
Start recording you.
Here's another little cameo with Keith.
About to go do a pissing vlog.
Okay, you wanna
A porta potty review.
porta potty view?
Yeah, porta potty review. They're actually pretty good.
You just never know what you're gonna see at Open Sauce, I tell you what. Here's a live demonstration of the Titanic sinking with meth. Oh no, his bag's going down. They saved it, they saved it, they saved it. And he's okay.
You lived!
I lived. My bag didn't. The important thing died. Yeah, well, win some, you lose some.
Here's a few more booths from around the convention center. Oh, then this is the final panel of the entire day. The Scare the Coyote panel with Will and a whole bunch of people who are on the video series that they did. And then after the panel, Kevin did a little safety third meetup. And that's it. That's the end of Sunday and the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Overall, I would say Open Sauce was definitely a great time and totally worth it if you're a regular attendee. And I'm glad I went. I went the first year they did it 2 years ago. I went last year. and this will probably be my final year for quite a while. I'm gonna probably go to some other things instead of open source for 2026. So I don't know when I'll make it back, but hopefully it will be one day. But thanks for watching, and well, you can subscribe if you want. I probably won't make another video until I go back to open source on this channel, so take that as you will. But thanks. How about this? Like the video, share the video. You don't have to subscribe, but at least liking the video and sharing the video would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching.